In the ancient plains of Canaan, two cities rose proudly from the fertile valley south of the Dead Sea, Sodom and Gomorrah. Beautiful in appearance, rich in trade, but deeply corrupted. Their sin had risen before God like a poisonous smoke. And so begins one of the most dramatic stories in the entire Bible, a story of judgment, destruction, intercession, and the mercy of God that reaches even into the darkest places. Abraham sits at the tent door in the heat of the day near the great trees of Mamre. Lifting his eyes, he sees three men standing before him. But these are no ordinary men. Two are angels, and the one in the center is the Lord himself in human form. Abraham runs to meet them, bows to the ground and says,
"My Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant."
He rushes to prepare food, fresh bread, a tender calf, milk, and butter.
About this time next year, Sarah, your wife, shall have a son.
Sarah laughs within herself, and God asks,
Is anything too hard for the Lord?
But then the conversation shifts, from promise to judgment.
The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grievous. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry.
This outcry represents the cries of victims, the oppression of the weak, and the violent rebellion that filled the cities. God is about to judge, but Abraham stands in the path of justice and intercedes.
Will you destroy the righteous with the wicked?
God says he will spare the city for 50 righteous, then 45, 40, 30, 20, finally 10.
I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
Not even 10 righteous could be found. The angels turn towards Sodom, and Abraham watches in silence, knowing judgment must come. At evening, Lot sits at the gate of Sodom, now an elder and leader of the city. He sees the two angels and rises quickly to greet them.
"My lords, turn aside into your servant's house, wash your feet, and stay the night."
They refuse, saying they will sleep in the street. Lot insists. He knows the wickedness of Sodom. That night he prepares a feast of unleavened bread, but before they lie down, a mob surrounds the house. The men of Sodom, both young and old, the entire city.
Bring them out to us so that we may know them.
A demand for violence, for domination, for sin without restraint.
"Do not so wickedly."
The mob turns on Lot, threatening to break the door down. Then the angels act. They reach out, pull Lot inside, shut the door, and strike the men with blindness. They wearied themselves trying to find the door. Darkness, confusion, judgment has begun.
Have you anyone else here? We will destroy this place. The outcry has become great before the Lord.
Lot warns his sons-in-law, but they think he is joking. They choose the city over salvation.
Arise, take your wife and daughters, lest you be consumed.
Lot hesitates, his heart tied to a life God is destroying, but mercy intervenes. The men seized him, his wife and his daughters by the hand, the Lord being merciful to him.
Escape for your life. Do not look behind you. Do not stay in the plain. Escape to the mountains.
Lot fears the mountains and begs to flee to a small town, Zoar.
Hurry, I cannot do anything until you arrive.
Even in judgment, God shows mercy. As the sun rises, Lot reaches Zoar. But Lot's wife, still attached to the world she left, turns back. She became a pillar of salt, a monument to disobedience, to divided loyalty, to a heart still trapped in Sodom. Then it happens. The Lord rained brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. He overthrew those cities, the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and everything that grew on the ground. Flames roar, sulfur explodes. The ground shakes. A black cloud rises like a furnace into the heaven. Nothing survives, nothing remains. Early that morning, Abraham returns to the place where he stood before the Lord. He looks towards Sodom and Gomorrah and sees a rising column of smoke. He knows the cities are gone, but God remembered him and saved Lot for Abraham's sake. Lot fears staying in Zoar, so he takes his two daughters and lives in a cave in the mountains. Believing no men remain on the earth, his daughters create a sinful plan to preserve their family line. On 2 separate nights, they make their father drink wine until he does not know what happens. Each conceives a child. The elder bears Moab, father of the Moabites. The younger bears Ben-Ammi, father of the Ammonites. Two nations, born from the ashes of judgment. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah stands as a lasting warning. God is patient, but he is holy. Sin cries out for judgment. Compromise destroys families. Looking back can cost your life. And yet, even in judgment, God extends mercy. Lot was saved not because he was perfect, but because God is faithful. May this story remind us all: choose God over the world. Choose righteousness over corruption. Choose obedience over regret.